Man in colonial dress stands near deerskins.
When the trade first started, it was traded per deerskin, and then they found out it fluctuated so much, and the price that was quoted by the Indian Trade Commission and they told the Indians what the prices were, so when they got there, they'd know what they had to pay. But they used to be per buckskin, and then doe skins were 2 to 1. If the price was a hoe head was 2 buckskin, then it would be 4 doe skin. So, and then finally they got around to saying, that's not fair because they vary so much. So they went to per pound of buckskin. The prices changed in the early century. The Indians didn't go for it too much at first because they didn't trust this thing. The steelyard was a scale, and they were skeptical to the point where the governor actually, at one point, issued steel yardsticks and sent them out to all the tribes so that the trader couldn't cheat them, And so the Indians were like, we got to watch this guy. So anyway, this is why they would bring them in. And understand, in the South, beaver is poor quality, and so they didn't trade beaver down south. It just wasn't. I mean, there was a little bit, but not much. But hair off tan deerskins was the commodity that was traded, and there could be in a given year 300,000 deerskins go out of Charleston, not to mention Savannah and everywhere else. So it was big business, and really they'd pack them in hogheads with these big old barrels and ship them back. Now, this is a major thing to go with this, and it answers all the whys connected with this. In 1650, there was an outbreak of a weird disease in France where the cows stumble around, fall down, and die. Early version of mad cow disease. That was in France in 1650, and England was smart enough to know it was contagious. And so they outlawed the importation of all bovine products from mainland Europe to England. That's 1650. By 1670, when Charleston settled, England's out of leather. And everything you use it for, even today, what we use leather for, there was an open market. It was wide open. They wanted as much leather as they could get. And heavy dressed buckskin is really good leather. And so they would ship them out like crazy. And that's why, things like even belts and shoes and harness and saddlery and all that kind of stuff. So it was a strong market, and they tried their best to fulfill it. And the fact is, there were so many deer in the Americas that the demand ran out before the deer did. I mean, there was so many. So, and it was pretty typical to stand in your front door and be able to shoot deer. I mean, they were so prevalent. Is that the word?